Well, welcome back to Crowley House Flower Farm. This week we're going to take you along as we kind of try and figure out and get on top of some of our rodent issues. So we have had off and on throughout the years some gopher issues, and then also some mouse and more of like a field mouse issue, and we've also had some voles. I think voles are new this year for us, and so we're trying to get on top of it faster than they are getting on top of our farm. So what I understand, and correct me if I'm wrong because I'm learning here, and that's why you're here, is to kind of help me too. But what I understand is that voles or some of those rodents tend to go a little less active with propagating their offspring from January and February. And then in March, they kind of start back up again. And so we're just seeing like a little bit of an uptick with them. We've had a gopher in the back field that has just been giving even the professional gopher guys some issues. So he came out today and he ended up, instead of trapping, so this time of year, so we live in Oregon, and in the summertime, you can't have any fires. So normally they do apparently like a handful of sulfur. Like he had a big bag of sulfur and then one of those big blow torches, and he just put sulfur down in the hole and then burnt the sulfur, and it just fumigated the whole area. We kind of had to leave a little bit from the area he was working in, but apparently that kills them. So hopefully that worked, because we've been dealing with this one for almost a year now that just won't go away. And I get there's a balance to having critters in your gardens, but when you're a farmer that depends on a crop to make a living, there has to be a balance to it. So we are taking care of it this year. We haven't had to have any gopher, vole, mole, anything other than mice have been an issue through the years forever. So this is the first year we've really had to kind of hammer down. So we're taking some steps to do that.
Okay, so as Beth said, we have a vole problem, a mole problem, a mouse problem, and a rat problem. We have pack rats around here, and you can find their little nests. They're usually up in the trees or whatever, just big old piles. We got one that's, I don't know, it's as big as me. It's got to come out, but it's so wet right now we haven't had a chance to get in there and tear it out. But so we're hoping that maybe this will be the answer to our problems. I found this on the internet. It's nothing that I invented myself. I just basically took the plans and kind of made it my own. What it is the rodents will come in either end, and you have poison right here, and that's basically what this is right there. So they'll come in here, they'll eat off this, and as they eat this down, it will drop. As you can see here, it moves pretty freely. I could add another one here if I wanted to, but when this is in here, it's almost to the bottom, so that's easy access for them to eat. The one thing that I did do myself is some of the guys they showed where they band it to the ground, but I thought, well, I had this extra black pipe, so what I did is I melted it, heated it up, and then melted around the tube, and basically made this shape. So we will put another one on this side, and that way I can take this, set it down wherever I need to, and I don't have to worry about securing it to the ground. So that should work pretty good. But anyway, so what I've done here is I've taken both sides 16 inches. You could go longer if you wanted to, but I just figured that was, I don't know, it was a good safe length. And then the other thing you need to do is do a little configuring. You got to take, so this is a 12-inch rod, a thread stock. You can buy this at Lowe's or your local hardware store. And I'll drill a hole in the top of this, and then this will be threaded to the top. So the trick is to get this to where it's hanging down and low enough, but yet, so basically knowing your measurements in here. I've determined it's about 7.5 inches of pipe is what I need. So let's grab the measuring tape and a Sharpie, and we'll go cut a piece real quick. So I have my pipe right here. Just gonna measure out about 7.5 inches. Hopefully this pin will right. So I need to cut it about right there. That's about all I need to. Okay, so we're gonna pound this piece into here. I'm not using any glue. Once these things are in here, they don't go anywhere, and it's not like you're trying to keep water in or out. So I'm just gonna, feels like it's all the way to the bottom. So now we're gonna grab the threaded top. You don't necessarily need to use that, but I think it's just easier to access the poison with the threaded top. So we're just gonna go ahead and pound this down top here. Okay, I can see inside it is all the way down where I need it to be. I always like taking the top and just threading it down. Just, I don't know, it just seems kind of get the threads to integrate with each other. Okay, so now we need to drill the hole in the top here. So I'm gonna borrow this one, kind of hold this in place so I don't drill a hole into anything. Hold this tight, and you wanna go slowly, because as soon as the drill starts to tap through, this is gonna wanna spin in your hands. It's not gonna hurt you, it's just a little annoying. Got a nice hole. So this piece here, I ended up cutting the end that I cut here. I can't thread it in there, and I don't want to file it, so I'm just going to go from the other end. So this might take a second. It's one way to get it threaded on there quickly. So we're going to go to the top, and we'll take another washer. So this is your top. We'll thread this in. This goes in the top there. Then we're gonna do another one.
Another washer?
Another washer. And then we're gonna thread on another bolt. And this will hold this all in place. If you weren't lazy like me and went and found a file to file those threads, you'd probably get them on there pretty quickly, but I'm just being lazy. Now if you cut yours too long or whatever, you can actually shorten this to whatever length you wanted, but I'm just going to tighten this top up. Just hold the bottom, tighten this up, nice and secure. You're good and straight. So now what you would do is you would feed the poison onto here with a washer and a wing nut. So wing nuts for easy access, easy removal. So we go on there like so, and boom. Now when you put this on, you want to look down the end and make sure it's nice and low, that it's low enough to where the mice can get in there and chew on it. Okay, so that's complete. Now I'm going to show you how I built the feet. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut a piece. I had this laying around, so it's just black kind of PVC, and then I cut a piece in the opening, and this allows me to spread it. Hold this with some pliers, because if you're using a heat gun, it's probably not as critical, but I have a torch, so I want to get close enough to it to heat it up, but I don't want to melt it. So that's the key. So just keep your hand out of the way. We're going to use a torch. So and you can kind of, if you have your opening here, like in the middle, while you're melting it, it will open up naturally somewhat, and so you'll be able to kind of tell when you're ready. So we're gonna kind of see it starting to open up. We're gonna heat up both sides. So be careful, it is hot. So now we're just doing this part to give it shape. So you're gonna have to do this a few times. So we're just kind of opening up. Still, it needs a lot more. So we're gonna keep going. So once I get it to this point, I bring it here and I start to open it up. Just kind of use the pipe, naturally kind of press it open. I think we need to do some more melting, because we're clearly not where we need to be. Okay, it's not too bad. It's not as pretty as the first one I did, but it's gonna serve a purpose. We're not here for a beauty contest, right? Okay, so now that that's shaped, I'm gonna bring it to the edge here. I use some Gorilla Glue. So we're gonna take some of this Gorilla Glue and kind of left this open earlier, so hopefully get some out of it. This glue here is probably close to the end of its life, but it's okay. I think I need to get some new glue. Trying to keep Beth's bench nice and clean. Okay, so we're gonna set this down on here. Bring it to the edge. And we're gonna clamp this up like so. Looks like we're good. I'll let that set for, that one I let set for most of the morning, about 4 or 5 hours. Depending upon what the weather's like outside and stuff, on how long it's gonna take to set. Longer the better, obviously. So, you be the judge. Hi, welcome to this wild kingdom.
Oh, gosh.
Today we are hunting the elusive vole with a V. No, so you saw me build that trap the other day, and we set it out kind of closer to the roses, but we seem to have a pretty active little pattern going along here, so I did a little research again, and we're going to try the old mouse trap in the bucket trick. So I'll show you what we're going to do here. So you can see here we got a pretty good active hole. I just found one of the mouse traps that we had laying around. So I put a little peanut butter in the reservoir there. I'm gonna set it, maybe. Put it kind of close to the hole. And we're just gonna cover it up. Because if it's covered up, then that gives the vole the sense of security to kind of come out and check out the peanut butter. Take a rock to put on the top. That'll keep any animals or wind from knocking it over, and then we'll come back and check it tomorrow. So come over here and we'll do it again. In some cases you'll see where they started making a trail. So sometimes you'll see trails that go along of their path outside of the hole. Here, all we're seeing, because I think it's recent in the last month or whatever, so they're just coming out and eating. They're not really making their way anywhere. They might be going in here, but I don't see any signs of that. So we're just gonna pick one of these holes because I'm pretty sure they're all connected. There is a lot of water down there, so I don't know how active this hole is, but we'll find out. So let's just go ahead and take this middle one. We're gonna set this trap, and we'll just set it maybe we'll just kind of do it right in the middle of those two holes. And again, put the bucket over the top and put our nice little rock on top there. And what do you think, Shy? Will that work?
She'll probably try and get the peanut butter.
She's not gonna get that off. Is that gonna work, Shy? She's like, where's my stick? I just want a stick. Okay, we got one more we're gonna set over here. Okay, so you can see we got these pink flags sitting here in the ground. We got a bunch back there. There's some over there, and we got more back by the greenhouse I don't know, did you do the roses area yet?
Not yet.
So that kind of gives us a visual, like we can kind of see across the property, and it gives us a really good visual of where everything is at, where the activity is. But again, we're just trying this out. If this works, then I have some ideas in my head to come up with a little bit better, more permanent style trap. But let's see what we can catch over here. All right, walk with me this way. So you can see here we have some more activity, and it seems like it's kind of going that way. But I did set the one little poison trap up over here. So the one that I built the other day, I put it here kind of next to this hole. I don't know if that's really the best hole, but more than likely they'll come out at night, and then hopefully, you know, we get some activity off of this one. Okay, till next time.
Voles tend to live in colonies, so we definitely have like 3 or 4 little areas around the property that we see a few holes. It's not bad at all. And we do have somebody that comes and helps us with gophers and that kind of thing, but we thought we were having a hard time getting a hold of them right now, so I guess they can do like a gas type chamber thing that you can buy. They're like, I think $2,000 to $3,000. So we thought we would try this method first and see how it does, because this is something, I mean, we've been here, I think about 12 years, and we've never had a problem. This is the first year we've had a problem. But when we first moved in, we did have a little bit of a problem, and we hired someone to come help us with it. So it's not like we've had to deal with them every single year. It's just this year. Not sure what he's doing now, but I'm excited to see how they work. I don't know. A lot of people have talked about it and said that they work really well. I have another method for mice as well that I want to give a go. We'll see if I can get Jay to build me those boxes, and I can show you those next. And that's more for like the greenhouse. But it is yucky out. It's gross. It's windy and rainy. We're supposed to get half an inch of rain today, another inch tomorrow. So we're trying to do some inside jobs and chores. But I mean, the one nice thing is it's very fresh outside. It's very springy. So it feels very refreshing, I guess. So we'll check in with Jason's traps later in this video. But for now, I'm gonna give you a quick update of what's growing in our greenhouse, and the girls are gonna give you a tour of what they've grown. Riley's been growing some things for the vegetables garden, and then Emma is, of course, on top of all of the growing for the farm. She's been doing an amazing job. Everything looks so good. Everything's healthy. And then I'm gonna give you an update on our hanging basket situation. Yep, that's what I'm doing. That's my chore today.
So we have some exciting new plants here from Pacific Plug and Liner. They gave us a new flower, and I think we're the only flower farm in the US that's going to be testing it. I'm not sure. we're one of the few. And it's a really cool flower. It is called Echinacea. It's an Echinacea / Rudbeckia that they have put together. And we're testing it out for them, seeing how it does. They say that it's a really good cut flower, and we're really excited to try it out. All right, so we are going to be trying these out this year. It's gonna be really fun. We just got them in this package, and I'm gonna take them out, probably give them a little bit of fertilizer, get them prepped and planted, and it's gonna be nice to just see how they do for us throughout this season. We'll show you guys, we'll keep you guys updated on how it goes, and I'm excited to see how they do. It comes in this mesh thing, which is kind of cool. Keeps the dirt inside. I've never really seen that before, but that's really cool.
Talk about what you're doing. Currently cutting all the red ranunculus that we have for a wedding I'm doing. The more open ones are for the actual personal flowers, and the closed ones will go to them for their table arrangements. I'm also saving my cat. No! He's mine! We've been having a lot of gopher issues. There's a guy burning sulfur. Not a guy, he's the gopher guy. So we're evacuating the premises so we don't die, you know? We smell great though.
The ranunculus?
I got some butterfly ones too. Very fun. They look fake. They have like the gold in them. Gorgina. Hello. These are my tomato babies. I didn't start these, actually Beth did for me while I was in Australia, but it's fair to say I have so many tomatoes, which is fine because we will eat them, we will give them away to friends. Shyla, get off of the anemones. Shyla, we'll give them to friends, can them, do all of the things, and we have lots of fun, different varieties here. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different varieties of tomatoes, which is a lot. But, you know, they all have like different quirks, different things to do in the farm. So the first one I have here is bread and salt tomatoes. So these are kind of your typical like beefy red tomato, a lot of meat on there. And then the opposite are these ones, which are spoon tomatoes, and they're super, super tiny, little on a vine, like a cherry tomato kind of vibe. But they're super, super tiny, like small, can fit in a little spoon. Really excited for these. I hear they're really great in salads and they taste amazing. So these are doing fantastic too. They're thriving. I think it'll be really fun for designing too. Then I have some, these are black strawberry, and they are like a black and pink variegated vibe tomato. Very excited about these. I don't know how they taste, but I hear a lot of good things about them, and they're gonna look pretty. It's also a big thing. These are carbon, and carbon are another one that have that black mix colored in them. These also are doing really great, nice and tall. And I have, these are orange peach tomatoes. I wanted some yellow ones too. Like I got a lot of different types of colors because different colors have different flavors. I just wanted like to have some fun and see what I liked. These are Dad's Sunsets. These are a big yellow, yellowy orange beef tomato. I know we've grown this one before and we really liked it. They're very sweet tasting. They're great on sandwiches. They're a great basic staple tomato to have. We really like the beef ones. Just like, I think there's so many different varieties of tomatoes out there and they all serve different purposes. And so it's nice and fun to grow different types, especially because like they're pretty easy to do. And this one is
Sunrise Bumblebee. I think this is a type of cherry tomato, if I remember correctly. And then we have black cherry, which is just a black cherry tomato. And then these are all the ones, these are mixed different of all of them, because when I was planting there wasn't enough in each of these because I was transplanting them, and they're a lot smaller because I waited to transplant them until later. They'll grow about the same size as these guys. It's just gonna take them a little longer, which is okay, because then you can have a bit of like a succession planting. Not that you really need it with tomatoes, because tomatoes just keep producing until there's a frost. And that just shows you like how transplanting can really affect their growth. These ones are going into a bigger container sometime this week, because it's still too cold outside for them to go out actually into the garden. So we're just gonna plant them up a pot, and then they can grow bigger until we are able to plant them outside.
I just got them all planted, and they've been, every time a plant has been dug up or moved or anything with the roots, you want to give it a really good water, just because they have been through kind of a traumatic experience being moved. So anytime you're transplanting or anything like that, you want to give them a lot of water and make sure that all the air pockets get out, and they'll thank you for it later. Where do I want them in real life? There's like nowhere.
Maybe on the bottom.
Actually, I can move. I'll move
your knee pads.
All right, I'm adding them to my really fun collection. These are all the flowers that I've been wanting to test out. Ones that are really pretty. I have some violas that I planted, and they're turning out to be so pretty. We have columbine. I think it's called a pink bonnet. Columbine, they're so beautiful. They look like a ballerina skirt. Southern charm. You guys gotta look this up. We don't have any of it on the farm, but I found a random seed pack and I looked it up, and I was like, we have to have these. So I love starting new things that are really pretty, and then we're gonna collect the seeds and just grow our stash of them. So yeah, this little section is my like fun section where I try out kind of new things or things that I really want. Yes, so a lot of this I started in winter. Bunny tail grass we tried to do last year, and it wasn't doing so good. This year I tried it again. Wasn't looking great, but I just cleaned them up when I got back from Australia. Took out the ones that weren't looking so well. I fertilized them, give them a little TLC, and now they're really starting to grow and look so good. I love this section. It's like my fun section. The reason that we are growing so many flowers and our list is so long to get through is because we have market bouquets that we're planning for. We think of like the spikes that we need for it, the foliage that we need for it, the bigger blooms, the statement flowers that we need for it. So we really have to consider all the things that we're going to be needing. And then we want to plan for some succession planting. So I'll kind of go through and, for example, snapdragons, we'll plant them out, and then we'll start seeding again so that we constantly have snapdragons coming up for as long as possible. And then also just remembering to pinch a lot of flowers, because you don't want that one stem coming up and only giving you one flower. So we're always thinking of how can we get the most out of what we're planting. And that is what we are working towards. And yeah. So if you are just have a home garden and you want to do succession planting, what you can do is start your plugs inside 4 to 6 weeks before your last frost. So very early spring, I'd say February, March, start doing that, and then you can plant them out, and then that same area, once it gets warm, you can sprinkle the seeds in. So you already have these plugs that are starting to grow, and then you're sprinkling down seeds as well, so then those will start growing a little later, and you'll get 2 big flushes. So yeah. Every year we get these lovely geraniums. We love geraniums. They are so amazing. We're gonna tell you guys more about them in next week's video. Tonight we're gonna have a bit of a freeze, so we wanna get them away from the wall. and we're gonna protect them by putting them down on the ground for tonight. So this year we've been really busy planting, and I feel like we're way more organized this year, or at least I have been trying to be way more organized. We've been mapping out all of the land that we have, every spot that could potentially hold flowers. So our goal this year is to try to maximize the space and use every single spot that we have. And just like writing things down, you realize, wow, we have a lot of open space, or space that we weren't using. So I've been putting about 5 trays, kind of equals a row. So that's been really nice to kind of figure out. And we've been doing, so I do like sets of 4 or 5. We know that we want a whole row of Gomphrena, so those are coming along. What we started first and what's doing really well is our stalk, and they're doing really well because you want actually 2 per plug. That makes them a little bit stronger. We have Scabiosa coming. Yeah, 5 of the Scabiosa. We have some yarrow. I only did 3 trays of this because we have some yarrow that's already growing out there. We're doing straw flower as well. We really wanted that this year. And then we have all of our zinnias coming along, and we have our status. Lots of other random things. We really wanted euphorbia this year. Yeah, basically a lot of things. We have a long list of flowers, and we're slowly but surely getting through all of them.
So these are the things that have been weathering. We have some different varieties of onions up here. The babies getting ready to go out into the garden. And down here I have a bunch of kale. We have 3 different varieties here. There's a Russian red, Tacoma, and this is a dwarf suburbia. These are definitely ready to go out in the garden. These are some salad greens. I don't know what happened. They kind of got a little sad, almost like they sprouted too much. I don't know if I'm gonna actually plant these outside yet. I don't know, we'll see. But these are my peas. I have tons and tons of peas that need to go out sometime this week. Excited about that. I have all this salad mix here that I had left over. It's kind of doing its thing in here.
Oh yeah, it's looking good.
This side looks great.
Because you have it covered maybe a little bit. I don't know.
It's just, she's growing. She's doing her thing. I'm new to the veg garden scene, if you can't tell, so I'm definitely learning along the way, doing all the experiments and stuff. Hopefully I don't fail. That's my biggest fear, is failing for you.
By your foot.
These are the ones we've had planted here before.
They just don't do very good.
You know, I've been doing some research though. So when I pruned the blackberries, I looked it up, and it said that the fruit of the blackberries come on the 2nd year canes, and you're not supposed to cut those down. And I just thought like, oh, raspberries, you're supposed to cut them all down. But apparently they do the same thing as blackberries. So that might have been my bad. So we might not have fruit this year, but next year we will, I think. And apparently it's differs between like summer and fall raspberries, and I actually don't know which ones we have. If we have the fall fruiting ones or if we have the summer fruiting ones, because the summer fruiting ones is the one where you have to leave the cane, and then the fall fruiting ones are the ones you cut all the way down, is what I understand. My blackberries look great. Huh? Yeah? And then I have my blueberries that I pruned. I want to get some more blueberry plants, but
No, we need to replace the 2 that we did.
my currants from last year died. We're learning. That's all the fun of this. It's all about learning and survival, and
It's cold.
So I'm gonna help Emma go ahead and set up the, not rutabaga, echinacea. That is a fun word to say, I tell you. But first, I'm gonna show you kind of what we've got growing here in the greenhouse because it's really fun. So this year we decided to do some hanging baskets, and everything is coming along great. We started actually putting the hanging baskets together and just kind of seeing what we needed, how much we needed, and you know, just kind of working the kinks out. So anytime you do something new, especially on our farm, it's like the first couple years we do it, it's kind of like jerky, or you kind of figure out, this didn't work quite as well as I wanted it to, or you know, just your systems aren't in order, and because you've never done it before. So, but we feel like things are coming along really well. But I wanted to just take you through some of our nursery stock that we have here for our hanging baskets, because it's all looking really, really good. So first of all, we have the Proven Winners Super Bells Dreamsicle. I think that one's going to be pretty. It's really bright, actually. The next, which I love these deeper tones. I don't know about you guys, what colors you like, but this is really fun. This is a Super Tunia Black Cherry. I think that's going to be great as well. And just finding the combinations are going to be kind of interesting. We also have, let's see, that's the Dream. This is kind of a mixed. That one looks a little sad, but most of them look really good. This one's interesting. Look at that texture, that two-tone. Super Bells Black Currant Punch. Fun. And then we have Super Bells Plum. I like that color. Super Bells Coralina. Super Bells Coralina. That's kind of a salmon color. This one is Mini Stage Purple. This is from Selecta, which is another company that we buy from. This is Hannah Banana, I was gonna say. Banana Cherry Headliner Selecta. That's that Super Bells one that we did already. This is Bee's Knees. Look at that beautiful kind of creamy yellow color. I think it starts off like this here, which is really fun. And then we have some of the Proven Winners Coconut Appeal. Okay, so on to more petunias. This is Super Tunia Latte. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that beautiful? It's already starting to bloom here. You can see that. It's kind of a creamy with a black center. I think that is gonna look stunning. This is Scarlet Pinot Noir. No, see, I'm in wine country. Starlet Point Red. Starlet Point Red. There's one blooming here. I'm going to try and pull this around so you can see it, but the camera does not do it justice. It is absolutely stunning. Just a brilliant, deep, deep red color. Okay, and then I have, this is a Petunia White. We have more of the Proven Winners Coconut Appeal, which I am loving that. So we really struggled with some of our Proven Winners Blackie. It's just the accent. It's kind of like a sweet potato root, and we've just struggled with all of them this year. And I've heard that everybody is struggling, so it's not just me. Okay, so we have some verbena. This is a burgundy verbena. It's not blooming yet, but I can see little blooms on it. And look how long those trails are getting. Really fun. Okay, we already talked about the black currant punch. I can't wait to see that one blooming. Bee's Knees, we talked about that one. Back over here, we've got the Super Bells, Superbena Royal Plum Wine. Verbena, that is a verbena. That smells really good. Ooh, I love this one, you guys. We got to get the camera on it though, because the tag does not ever do them justice. This is, it is Super Cal Artist Rose, but let's go look at that one closer because that one's fantastic. So another verbena plum wine. This is a Super Bowls Miss Lilac. That one is really fun as well. I can see that combination, you guys, putting these two together with maybe even bringing in some of this really fun viburnum. I don't know. If you loved purple, that would be amazing. So the last one I have for the baskets is Black Velvet. This is a verbena as well. And so it's a little deeper purple, so that'll be fun. We're gonna use the cocoa fiber containers this year just because they are a little more eco-friendly. This is a 12-inch that we're doing up now. We're gonna do some bigger ones, I think a 14 or 16. Some big voluptuous bougie baskets, but we just wanted to kind of get our handle on things, and this is the basket we chose. So we just got a nylon hanger to go with it. We haven't put them on yet, but this is kind of how it's gonna hang, which I think that's gonna do really well. The bougie baskets that we're doing, the bigger ones, they've actually got a metal like hook on them, and then they kind of rotate with the sun and wind, so you can kind of like, instead of having to turn your hanging basket every single time you water, just to get that nice full feel. In order to get that nice full basket, you want to like rotate or turn your hanging basket every time you water, which is once a day. Well, the bigger baskets are going to have that little, it's like a little twisty thing. I don't know if you've ever gotten a basket like that, but it's so nice. And when you do, you're going to be like, never going back to the other kind. But they are more expensive. So that's why we're just going to do the big bougie baskets in those, and then just have some more cost-friendly baskets that we're doing up now, and these are the ones we're kind of like learning on. So okay, onward. So the greenhouse is looking really, really good. In fact, yesterday I cut my very first sweet pea off the vine and tucked it into a little bouquet that went out the door. I mean, they're not very tall. I would say they're a little over 2 feet, maybe 3, 4 on some. Yeah, they're about waist high here, and we're just keep trellising. Yeah, but the foliage is looking so beautiful and so good. Emma is doing a fantastic job with them. The other thing we have is our baskets, which they're coming along. This is, you know, we just potted them up. We stuck all of the tags, the combinations in each basket. Shy came through here just a few minutes ago and like trampled these. So we're going to have to definitely fix them up. Oh my goodness, she did a number on them.
I did a few different combos. This one I wanted to have very like elegant. It's all white, and then it has this foliage which is actually from New Zealand. It's a native New Zealand plant. So I try to put combinations where it's mounding and then also trailing. So some of them are mounding and trailing. This white one should come up in the middle very nicely. It mounds and then goes over. This smaller white one is going to trail off the side, and same with this vine. It's going to go throughout. We did a white one, and then we did a really fun one. I did 2 different types of oranges, and then this one has this black and white. And it's actually a climber, so it'll probably climb and go down. So it'll go up the hook, which I thought would be really cool. And as you can tell already, this orange is starting to pop a little bit. It's going to be so pretty. I love orange ones. All right, so this one I decided to do pinks and yellows. We have this one which has a combination of pink and yellow. So then I found 2 that were really complementary, and also the combination has 1 mounding, 2 climbing. So it worked out really well. As for the soil height, I did a little bit of research before we did this, and you don't want to fill it all the way to the top, otherwise your water is just going to run over. These buckets have holes on the side so that the hook can go in. There's almost like a line here where the soil can go up, and it went down a little bit just from watering, but that way the water's not going to come spilling through these holes or over the edge and lots of soil come out and really dirty. This is the last set that we did yesterday. We'll be doing many more combinations, but I thought this one was really pretty. It has like that deep burgundy wine kind of color, and this one I love. It's white and then it has that burgundy in the middle, and I thought it'd go really well with this foliage and this deep red. I'm excited about this one.
I am too. Okay, good job, Emma. We're excited to see them.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, so we set these traps yesterday, and let's see what we've gotten here. Oh, look at that. So that looks like a vole. That's definitely a vole. Got the longer body, short tail. Let's go ahead and reset it and see what we can get out of this. Maybe. There we go. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Oh, nothing there. Nothing in that one. But you can see here, clearly something's been eating there, right? Because of grass, and you can see the poo there. So let's take this and move it right into this area. So we moved it there where it was eating. So if it comes back out and does it again, hopefully it'll be closer to, and maybe we can catch it. Let's check the third one. Oh, nothing. Let's reposition the trap maybe a little bit. Reposition a little bit, see if we can catch anything that way. Well, we've caught one. So we'll take care of that and check it again tomorrow.
Come into my grow room. Not for weed. So these are where the rest of my plants are because they are hiding from the mice. As you can see, some of my peppers were sacrificed as a snack. Hoping that they still decide to come back and grow because I'd be really sad. Again, like my tomatoes, I have like a bajillion varieties of peppers. From like sweet ones to spicy, because like you gotta have the variety of them. I'm really excited though for all of them, and I really hope, especially I've got these lipstick peppers and they got all eaten, which I have 2 right now that look like they might live through the sacrifice, but the rest of them are a bit down in the dumps. But most of them are doing really well and they look really good.
What varieties did you do? Can you read off
A
the names?
million different ones. Okay, here we go. So this is Toluda. This is Shishinos. We got some Habanera, which are sweet Narrows. Yeah. The red lipstick peppers. We have some Korbachi. We have some Sugar Rush Peach. There's Lemon Drop, which I'm excited about. And then, what is this? This is a Poblano, which my Poblanos got absolutely destroyed by the mice. And then, again, like the tomatoes, I have 2 bins back here that are the extra ones that wouldn't fit in all these. So if any of the ones that got eaten, there might be some survivors in this little bunch here. Next to the peppers, I have my cucumbers here, which they are just starting to come up, and they actually really needed water.
Good thing we're looking at 'em.
I looked at them earlier, and I was like, I need to do that, and then I got working, and then, stuff happens. So, in here I have some China Jubilee cucumber. This is an early Fontaine cucumber. Boston pickling cucumber, Beta Alpha, which is like, I think French, Parisian pickling, and another Beta Alphea. I don't know why I planted 2 of those, but I did for a reason, I'm sure. I'm sure it's like a type of pickling one, and I was like, Mom's gonna use that. These are my beans. My beans are doing so well, and I didn't realize beans grow like this. This is the little seed pod here. And it's like, it's really cute. I don't know. I have, what is this? I think I have like a bunch of different varieties of beans apparently. This is Good Mother. Yeah, Good Mother, black bean. We got some long beans, which I'm really excited about. Some bean jade, 2 Calimmias. Calimia. Again, I don't know why I planted 2 of those, but there was a reason for it. I need to look at the strands to know why. These are my eggplants, which I have a bunch of fun things of eggplants, and these take forever to grow. I didn't know this, but they take a very, very long time, kind of like our peppers over here. But we have a Montego, we have Lavender Frog, which are barely coming up. We got some Ping Jung and some Chinese string. And then these are a mix of different things. And here I have some Amsterdam celery, which is doing great. I was like thinking they were not gonna come up, but another plant that apparently takes forever is celery. So those are little babies right now. I have all this broccoli that I need to get into the garden. And then I have a couple different types of melon back here. As you can see, I have 2 different varieties of broccoli. I have the Waltham, yeah, and some Chinese broccoli in there. And then this is a blacktail watermelon. I have a Leehem Swede Glow watermelon, another type of watermelon, and then the tiger melon, which never came up. Why, I don't know, but that's okay. We'll forgive her. And then these are my squashes / zucchinis. We have
Courgettes are the other name.
yeah, these are the Glubber custard squash. These are new to me. We've never grown these, but they looked really fun. And they're like a summer squash kind of vibe, but those are doing great. Meanwhile, I have this. Switched her. This is a zucchini rumpilista. I don't know, but I only have one, and it's yellow. But that's fine because I have another type of zucchini that's doing great over here. Then we have some white. Oh, this is the Ford Hook zucchini. This is the white scallop squash. Little hand pie ones. And then I have 2 things of Mexican cucamelons, which also just came up. And those I was really nervous because I'm really excited about them. They're kind of like little tiny watermelon cucumber things. And I hear they're fantastic. Every single grower I follow grows them. And I was like, I must have them. So I got 2 things of those going. So hopefully they're successful. I'm really excited about those, and I'm really excited about my long beans. So that's what I'm growing in here, pretty much. Yeah, wish me luck.
Okay, so this year we are going to have loads of vegetables, and it sounds like Riley picked some really great varieties that are so very different to me. We do grow vegetables usually, well, we do grow a pretty big veg garden because we do some kind of homesteady stuff, which I laugh about because we've done it for our whole life. So now it's kind of the cool thing to do. So we're cool kids, but so we do a lot of canning and then preserving of our fruits, vegetables, and I'll try in next video kind of show you some of the trees that we have, fruiting trees. We have some nut trees, and usually in the summertime we can eat off the farm without ever going to the grocery store for probably about 2 or 3 months. We do that. Occasionally we have to go get something like cheese or something because we don't have a dairy cow. We probably will never have one just because we just don't drink that much milk or eat that much cheese here on the farm. So, anyways, that's beside the point. Oh my gosh, you guys. Well, thanks for hanging out with us today, and we do appreciate it. Again, if you liked this video, share it with a friend, give us a big thumbs up, and we will be seeing you next week as we dive into, I believe we're going to take you along to show you the Seedlings that we purchased this year. And then also I'm going to take you through my little garden, my little personal garden, the cool garden is what I call it. I'm going to take you through that. And then I'll show you the finished product of Riley's wedding that she's going to be doing, this red wedding that you got a glimpse of. So anyways, until next time, much success in all you do and grow. Leave us a comment down below, and we will be seeing you shortly back here at Crowley House very soon. Bye-bye.